I I decided to submit my application for the executive director's position because when I came on board as a board member, I noticed that there's just nobody there. You know, I mean, I mean, Chris Tenorio and the deputy executive director is not there. It's vacant, and the airport manager is, I think, sitting there on an on a on an acting capacity, but he that person is also handling the ARF, the aircraft rescue and firefighting team. So I'm just wondering what is going on in the management uh, area of CPA, and knowing CPA because of my experience with that agency, airport and seaport. I'm just, I pray to God honestly that nothing, no major disaster will happen at any time. Because if there's an airplane crash and nobody there to yes, the ARV division will of course activate its response to that disaster. However, there will be other people to be involved, and because we're dealing with human beings on the in the aircraft, we need to also be mindful about how to handle these people, especially the injured one, to the to the hospitals, or to take care of those that are not seriously injured right there on the spot. So knowing that this is a risk there, I decided to sacrifice my board term and going immediately to address that concern. So
I,
that's what.
I think the major pushback was that you're a sitting board member and there was a conflict. What was your response, and why do you think it was appropriate for
The
you to apply
conflict,
while there
yes,
was a
yeah,
conflict?
I heard that, and that was my concern also in the last board meeting, the general board meeting, that the what's in the regulation or in the law is a future conflict. You know, if I promise this lady to marry her Monday and I die tomorrow, she's not gonna get anything from me because it's still legally not married. So by submitting my application, I believe that I didn't commit any conflict of interest. However, once they have selected me and I accept and I still serve on the board, then that's where the conflict kicks in, and I'll be liable for that. So it's either way, whether to remain on the board and uh, re, what do you call that? Do not accept the offer, or accept the offer in the interest of CPA, and resign from the board.
And
That's
and so now the search continues because Chris Conception declined the offer, and so what do you see as the next steps in choosing the next
I guess
president?
the best solution to this is to just let everything, you know, uh, uh, put it on hold until the other members come in. Let them have a chance, because the executive director's position is actually is there with the board. Okay, they have to work um cohesively and and what do you call that one, collaboratively. If the executive director that's coming in have other ideas, and the board doesn't agree with that, I think maybe uh, the executive director will be released and they will take another one. Yeah.
So it's no secret this is a transition from to the Palacios administration,
Yes.
and what I think you're alluding to is the fact that right now there are still some appointments that need to go through to reflect Palacios' administration. So what
Yes.
you're saying is that it's more appropriate to act on the position when his appointees are in their terms.
Yes. You're right.
But what
And
would you have to say to those who say, even if they're outgoing from the previous administration, their role hasn't changed from day one. Their service still matters now,
the
and
service there.
yeah, their opinion, their input still
Oh,
matters because
okay.
they're still in their
Wow.
term. It's not over. It's no different from day one when they
Yeah.
took the term.
That's why CPA is a public corporation. It's a corporation, and CPA doesn't get receive much money. And board director uh, Pete Slow said that in the previous meetings, and that's true. We don't get CPA doesn't get money from central government. Um, FAA is has a role here too, because in some projects, if FAA approves, FAA will finance it 90%. CPA will have to look elsewhere for the 10%. And usually in the past, CPA has, you know, uh, extra money to cover those 10% if FAA accepts a project. Right now, I don't know if FAA says, okay, we approve this project 90%, how are we going to get the 10%? Because we are really not doing good financially. And I told them in the last meeting that yes, it's true that the CNMI suffered greatly due to the economic impact arising from COVID. And we were all shut down, from outside businesses, and even local businesses were affected tremendously. And I believe still up to now. Now, the 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 management and control of the CPA has to be on the top of the mind of everybody, board and executive director and everybody. And those are the things that I see very essential in making CPA be more successful. Um, the chairwoman, I'm not accusing her of minding other people's business, but I'm saying that this Annex 6 uh, issue, I believe that it should be a concern by MVA. It has to be tourism, and that's where Chris Concepcion is, and I believe that guy can address that issue. Or with Kilili, the office of our delegate, wasn't a delegate, and also the governor. However, since we all know that China is very aggressive in this part of the Pacific area, this is one reason why maybe that Guam and CNMI were not included on that restriction. So we should be more concentrating in the on the problems that are facing us, the board and CPA management, on the facilities, because CPA needs to manage and control the facilities also of the airport seaport. Um, it's so sad that a lot of people call me up that, my goodness, the Saipan International Airport, Francisco Ada International Airport is in a it leaks everywhere, and the buckets all over the place, And is that how we're going to show the tourists, or convince the tourists that, hey, we're okay here? No, we're not okay. And those are the things, minor things that that people see can be a major
Mm.
issue.
Yeah, and I think just to follow up, because you were saying that we should wait until the Palacios appointees make it in, but I guess what I was really trying to get at was the current board members still have time left on their term. Their terms haven't expired yet, so
The others,
they can still take actions. But you say they should wait.
yeah,
It's
until the other three,
mm,
you know, they come on board,
mm,
and give them also a chance, a voice. Maybe they have a better ideas and solutions. One is a successful businessman. You know, a lady from Tinian. I am not sure, but I heard that she you know climbed up the ladder of in the listman rank to be on the top, and that's a success. Maybe we can get ideas also from her. It may not be about CPA, but I believe that what motivated her to climb up the ladder can probably be applied to CPA. Everybody is saying that, hey, we don't need an executive director who has a lot of experience. I think that's not a good approach, in recruiting, because the executive director has to be very, very mindful of all the risk involved. His mind is managing, controlling airport, seaport. Airport and seaport are two different animals, though. Yeah, we have the federal also on the side, FAA, and the United States Coast Guard, because we have some uh, uh, laws that impact the seaport under the CFR, Code of Federal Regulations. And those are the things that we have, the executive director has to be mindful. Um, Taking care of the facility to make it a safe place, not only for the traveling public, uh, and also for the people that are working at the airport and seaport area. Uh, that's how I see it. Not to go out there and convince, please, let's support the letter to include CNMI in that restriction under the Annex 6 order by Department of Transportation. That's not our part. That's MVA's part. They have to work hard on that. Now, us, we have to address the problems at the facilities. And it seems like the way I look at it when I came on board is, those things are not priority.
so those are the priorities you think CPA should be having.
Those are the priority ones. How would you convince ports, airport or seaport, when tourists, especially tourists, I know the residents, people who are residing here on Saipan Road, Tatinan, they don't care about those things. They just want to go home, you know. But the tourists, it's always their first and last impression of this area. When they go back to, especially Japan, oh, never mind, don't go to Saipan, Tinian, or Rhoda, because airport is leaking, and
Mm.
there are buckets all over. Sometimes the restrooms they don't work. Sorry, out of service temporarily,
Mm.
and there are hundreds of people coming into to use.
Mm.
Is that isn't that a priority for CPA? That's facility issue. So yes, those are the important issues.
All right, Mr. Cabrera, that's all the questions I had. Is there anything else you want to add that I didn't ask about?
Well, thank you for having me on your program, and appreciate it. I'm just looking forward to work, you know, together with these board members um, in a way to address the issues that are, you know, prevailing or that are present at, at the facilities of the Commonwealth Ports Authority.